Who owned me is my close associates. Nobody else owned me, my close associates. Remember, there's only two people that hurt you in life, your family and your friends.
In the 60s, John was framed in one of the dirtiest cases ever by basically J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI, and who knows who else was involved. Obviously, he had nothing to do with this. He wasn't involved with bank robbers. He didn't know these people. Prior to trial, he took 2 polygraph tests that he passed. In the real world, it should have been the end of the case or whatever. But the judge still wanted him to go to trial. He didn't want to enter into the court that John had just passed 2 polygraph tests. So John said to the FBI and the courts that he would take truth serum. He would go on the truth serum. He would have been vulnerable. They could have asked him anything, and he was willing to do this to avoid this craziness, this sentence, the harm that came to his family. He had a lot of children. Still, they wouldn't do this. And John got sentenced to 50 years, and he did every minute of every hour of every day of every year of that sentence. It was very, very hard on him. It bothers him to this day. I give him a lot of credit for, going through everything that he did.
Who owned me is my close associates. Nobody else owned me, my close associates. Remember, there's only two people that hurt you in life, your family and your friends.
That's for sure. My family hurt me, that's for sure. What a lot of people don't understand with Sonny is this. They have him on tape, but that's maybe a bit and piece, and they piece it together. See, he didn't have the money to get like an audio expert for like $50,000. And like Junior Gotti, he was smart. When he went to trial, he knew that, like, you ever see his father? His father would say, those effing tapes, they're lies, those tapes, they're lies. Everybody's like, oh, he's crazy. When Junior had his trial, he had an audio expert look at these tapes and testify that they were spliced together. And he didn't say anything, believe me when I tell you.
Oh, I don't know.
No, he didn't say anything, He's just, talking to his son about regular stuff, and they're splicing this and that and adding stuff or whatever. When they want to get you or something, they
Listen, they lied against me on everything.
I know they did.
No sense of kidding myself.
Same thing happened to me. I didn't have the FBI, but I had district attorneys that were corrupt, little local judges that were corrupt. I know what he feels like. I know what it's like to be in his shoes, because in 1990, my brother got arrested with a police lieutenant's son for selling cocaine, large amounts of cocaine. He didn't want to do his time. Him and the local police, they were very lazy. They made my brother an informer. I came home one day to a house that was once my home, and it was $600 sitting on my bed. My fingerprints weren't on nothing. The police searched the whole house. They found less than a quarter gram of cocaine in the basement. It wasn't a crime of the century, but I got bailed out by John Franzese, Sonny, as we know him, and they made a big deal. I was only a kid. I was 25 years old. I was working in the union. I was an amateur boxer. I had a good life. And my brother got on the stand, and he repeatedly lied to the jury, saying he was never arrested. And circumstantial evidence, hearsay, got me sentenced to 6 1/3 to 19 years. And I got violated on parole 5 times, like John did. Every time he got violated, I got violated. He got violated, I got violated. I ended up doing about 16 years, maybe 16 and a half years, as a first-time felony offender for less than a quarter gram of coke. It probably cost the taxpayers about $3 million for the stupidity in Nassau County. This is the only place it could happen. If you knew people that they knew, you could pay them off and go to jail. But I didn't know the people, so they didn't trust me. And I went to jail for absolutely nothing, just for knowing him. My lawyer seen his wife had bailed me out. His daughter asked the mother and him to bail me out. When the lawyer seen the bail receipt, he said, "Is this John, Sonny Franzese?" And I looked at him like, well, what are you getting at? And he says, boy, you know some really heavy-duty people. I said, I don't know him. He's been in jail, what have you. I met him once or twice when I was a kid. I said, the daughter asked the family to bail me out, and, they bailed me out. And the next thing you know, the courts, they treated me completely different, giving me 6 1/3 to 19 years for a quarter gram of coke. And after I get the sentence, the police come and visit me, and they say, all right, we're going to get you out of here. We want to know anything you know about, Sonny. And I said, I don't know anything about Sonny. I said, even if I did, I wouldn't tell you. And the one cop said, oh, you're causing problems for me. You're causing problems for me. And I got stuck with a 6 1/3 to 19-year sentence for a quarter gram of coke. Between me and him, we got 60 years behind the wall.
I got over 50 years in.
Yeah. Well, I got 15. That's a long enough time.
That's 75 years.
Unbelievable.
Did you ever tell the story, which I told about 1,000 people, when the guard said, "Take your wig off"?
Oh, that was.
Would you tell the story?